Most new agents spend their first 6 months chasing the wrong things. Fancy CRMs, paid lead subscriptions, premium tools with monthly contracts, and they think by buying the right software is going to make them successful. So they spend money they don't have yet on things they don't need yet, and then they wash out before they ever even get a real transaction. Here's a number that should stop you cold. The majority of new real estate agents don't make it past year one. Not because they're not smart, not because they don't work hard, it's because nobody handed them the right roadmap at the start. I made every mistake in the book when I started. I wasted my first commissions on tools I didn't need. I ignored the entire income stream that would have changed my pipeline completely, and I almost quit before I got started. So, by the end of this video, you're going to have a clear, practical roadmap for your first 6 months. How to generate leads for free, how to price properties so sellers actually trust you, and the one strategy most new agents never figure out until it's too late. The money mindset shift. Leases and listings. Real talk. When I got my license, I wanted to do listings only. Leases felt like the minor leagues to me. I thought, why would I spend time on a lease deal when I could be out there chasing a full sales commission? That mindset almost cost me money in the form of lost commissions. Here's what changed everything for me. I learned that lease clients don't stay renters forever. Most of them are renting right now because they're not ready to buy yet. But in 2 or 3 years, a huge portion of them will be. And if you're the agent who helped them find their apartment, stayed in touch, and showed up when it counted, you're the agent they're calling when they're ready to purchase. That's not a consolation prize. That's a pipeline strategy. Think about the math for a second. Say you signed 10 lease clients this year. Statistically, there are 2 or 4 of those people are going to be looking to buy within the next 24 to 36 months. So you're not just earning a lease commission today, you're planting seeds for purchase commissions in 2 years from the same clients you already built a relationship with. One relationship, 2 paydays. This is where most new agents fail. They think in transactions. The agents who build real businesses think in relationships. So here's your action item for months 1 through 6. Say yes to leases. Every single one. Don't turn your nose up at a smaller commission because you're holding out for a listing. Put every lease client into your CRM the day you close the deal. Set a follow-up reminder for 6 months out and stay on their radar. A quick check-in call, a market update text, or something simple that keeps the relationship alive. Those lease clients are your future buyers. Treat them that way from day one. Lead gen on zero budget. What I like to call reverse prospecting in a free tool. Now here's the hard rule I want you to write down. For your first 3 to 4 months, spend nothing on leads. Nothing. Not $1 on Zillow leads, not a monthly contract with any lead platform, nothing with a recurring fee attached to it. Do it the free way first. I didn't follow these same rules when I started. I got my first couple of commissions and I bought everything. Every tool, every lead source, every shiny platform promising me a lead. None of it returned the free strategies that I'm giving you now. I wasted real money that I needed for real expenses, and I had to learn that hard way that systems beat shortcuts every time. So let me give you the free system that actually works. The first free tool you're probably not using right now already is sitting inside your MLS. It's called reverse prospecting. Most agents have never heard of it, and the ones who have don't use it consistently. Here's how it works. When buyers work with an agent, the agent saves the research in the MLS based upon the criteria: price range, location, bedroom, and all of it. Reverse prospecting lets you see which of those saved buyers searches matches your properties in that farming area. Those are your warm leads already sitting in your system. People are actively searching right now in the exact areas you're working in. You're not cold calling strangers. You're identifying buyers who already want what you have and reaching out through your broker or the listing side to connect with them. With the right opportunity, that's a real different conversation entirely. Stack that with the other free sources you should be working in month one. Open houses give you face time with buyers who are already motivated, enough to show up in person. Your sphere of influence, friends, family, former co-workers, and anyone who knows you is the most underused lead source in real estate because new agents feel awkward about it. Post consistently on social media, not polished marketing content, but real updates about properties, neighborhoods, and what you're seeing in the market. No sense of feeling embarrassed. You did the hard work to get your license. And every single contact you meet from any of those sources goes into your CRM the same day. Not tomorrow, not when you get around to it, that day. Use your Google contacts if you have nothing else, and it's free and it works. The rule is simple. If they're not in the system, they don't exist. And you can also upload your Google contacts to any CRM. Don't sign up for paid leads until you've closed at least 3 to 4 deals. Prove this free system works first, because it will. And then you'll have the income and the experience to spend money on lead sources the smart way. Pricing properties right. The Secret CMA. Let's talk about the skill that separates agents who win listing appointments from agents who lose them. Pricing. Most new agents can't do it accurately, and it costs them credibility exactly the moment they need it most. Here's why bad pricing happens. New agents pull comps too broadly. Half a mile becomes 2 miles, 90 days becomes 6 months, and then they split the difference between the highest and lowest number they find. That's not a CMA. That's a guesswork with a spreadsheet attached to it. Sellers can feel the difference, and experienced sellers will call you out on it at the listing appointment, which is very embarrassing. You don't want that. So here's the Secret CMA approach. It starts somewhere most agents never think to look. Before you touch a single sold comp, pull the active listings first. Those are the properties your sellers is competing against right now, today in real time. Buyers are looking at those listings this week. If you don't know what's already on the market in that price range, you're pricing in a vacuum that you don't want to get sucked into. Step 1, pull every active listing in the subject property's neighborhood within the relevant price range. Study them. Square footage, bed and bath count, condition, and days on market. Those are your seller's competition, not their comparables. Step 2, then go to your sold comps, 90 days max, same bed and bath count, within a half mile. Tighten the radius before you ever consider widening. If you don't have enough data within half a mile and 90 days, then widen it slightly, but only after you've exhausted the tighter search first. Next, you want to make the condition adjustments and be specific about it. An updated kitchen isn't just a checkbox. It moves the number by a real dollar amount depending on your market. A new roof, a finished basement, renovations in bathrooms, each of those shifts the price, and you need to account for them individually, not lump them together as a good condition and then move on. Step number 4, cross-reference your final number against those active listings you pulled in step 1. If your seller's priced higher than 3 similar actives sitting on the market right now, no clear differentiator, the market will pass them by. Buyers have plenty of options nowadays. They'll move on to the next one. Okay? And here's what actually happens when you're overpriced. The listing sits, days on markets pile up, and then buyers start wondering what's wrong with the property. Then comes a price reduction, the second showing push, and then eventually the property sells for less than it would have at the right price on the right day. That's a bad outcome for your client and a hit to your reputation you don't need this early in your career. Walk into a listing appointment with a tight, well-supported CMA and sellers will trust you, even if you're new. Confidence in your numbers is how new agents beat agents with 10 years of experience. You don't win on tenure, you win on preparation. The first 6 months comes down to 3 things. Say yes to leases and build those relationships now because those clients become buyers. Work your free lead sources, your sphere of influence, open houses, and reverse prospecting inside your MLS. And don't spend money on shortcuts before you've closed enough deals to afford them. And learn to price properties with precision because that skill wins listings. This week, go into your MLS and run one reverse prospecting search in your target zip code. Just one. See what comes back and work from there. Drop a comment below telling me what your biggest struggle is right now in your first 6 months. I read every one of them. And if you want more real talk on building a real estate business that actually pays, subscribe to my channel. New videos every week on exactly this, how to help new agents. Peace.